So a couple of you have been asking about a bike check. I've had my Identiti Mettle for about 3 months now, so it seems like the appropriate time to give you guys the lowdown on the parts I like to run. So firstly, I'll take you through some of the upgrades I've made. I got some of these Shimano SLX M7000 brakes to replace my SRAM level LTs, and paired with the Shimano RT76 180mm rotors, they're good brake, and they're only £65 each, so bargain. Obviously had to put the DMR death grip on as well, just because they're so comfortable, and they have the waffle underneath, so they've got grip in the wet. I also fitted a bottle cage, which I don't normally do, but for when you go on those longer rides and you don't want to wear a bag, bottle cage is kind of a no-brainer. The most important upgrade has to be these new Halo Vortex wheels. They're just the sickest things ever. They have a 33mm internal width and a 38mm external width, and they've also got that Halo Superdrive 120 point engagement hub, which you guys like, the one that sounds like a swarm of wasps. What are those? The fork I'm running is the stock RockShox Yari RC 160mm travel solo air. Yeah, just a solid fork, good budget option. It's got 3 bottomless tokens in it at the moment, and I probably run between 55 and 60 psi. Using the RockShox Deluxe RT3 rear shock, also 160mm of travel, and in my suspension I probably run between 20 and 25% sag. Not too soft, but not too hard. Even though the fork and shock are considered to be entry level, I wouldn't really say at any point I felt underbiked, so yeah, I definitely recommend them. Got the SRAM GX Eagle 12-speed chain shifter mech cassette. Haven't had any issues with it so far. The only thing I dislike about these cassettes is the black paint always wears away, like super easy. But, I mean, not a massive issue, I guess. So I'm running SRAM Descendant 175mm cranks with a 34 tooth chainring, an MRP 1X V3 chain guide, and some DMR Vault pedals. For the saddle I've got a Gusset Blackjack, which is probably the most comfortable saddle I've ever used, on top of a KS Lev Integra 150mm seat post, which also works very nicely. I'm so glad Identiti decided to go with the threaded bottom bracket on the Mettle. I've got a SRAM GXP XR. I'm also glad they made all the bearings the same size, and all the bolts you can adjust with a 5mm Allen, which is really cool as well. Just means you have to carry around less tools. For my cockpit I've got a Gusset Magnum 50mm stem and the Gusset Slade 780mm bars. Really nice clean cockpit, and I really like the black with sort of the silvery chrome decals as well. For my front tyre I've got a Schwalbe Magic Mary, the 2.3 inch tubeless ready snakeskin Addix compound. For the rear tyre I used to have a Schwalbe Nobby Nick, but it split in multiple places after the second ride. So now I'm running a second-hand Maxxis High Roller 2. Shout out Jack Gill, legend. So that's the end of my bike check. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.